Well, it's been a little time since I've made a video, and I thought I would give an update of what's going on. As you can see, my hair is finally growing out to a long enough length that it can stay doing its own thing. And so I wanted to do a mental health update, and that is that you know bipolar wise, I am like absolutely perfect. Still maintaining that. Uh, I'm not high. I'm not low. No suicidal thoughts. No depression. No nothing. In fact, I'm probably a little bit on the towards the high side, feeling, I guess, excitement at times, joy, um, able to laugh and enjoy. So yeah, wow, it's been a while, so I'll take this. So what we're working on is I've been to the ER twice now. I don't know if that's in my update, but I went. I had the blood clot. I went for that, and then I went to the ER because they're still adjusting my meds. Okay, and the reason being is I have like the shakes. I kind of a Parkinson thing going on, and the shakes are worse when I'm around like stimuli or something. Just if there's more stuff going on, they kind of turn up a little bit. They also turn up if I have to do something. So, for example, if I'm reaching for something to pick something up, then that typically makes my shakes kind of pick up on that hand or even forearm and arm. When I'm doing it, it does seem to vary the time of day. But the other thing that's going on with that is like in the center here, my whole main core is vibrating. That's the only way I know how to explain it, and it mostly doesn't stop. it so my I can feel my stomach kind of being vibrated or shooken all the time. It kind of feels like always like a sloshing or something. I don't know. It's just the way it feels, like it's uneasy. I can feel it in my lungs. I I guess the best way I could explain it in my lungs is if you had an orange and normally you would peel an orange from the top or bottom. Um, this feels like the orange is being peeled from the sides towards the ends, and then I guess kind of stuffed back in the ends. So it feels more vibration on the sides, vibration as it comes up and around, and then kind of a vibrating pressure in the center of my chest. The way it feels kind of on my heart area is it feels like I can feel it beating, but it kind of feels like if you were to if you had dough and you're making buns, and you'll press the ball of dough down, and then it's got to rise again, but it gets pressed down again. So the when the shakes or whatever were at their worst, I was having a really hard time going downstairs because my legs and everything was just vibrating so much, so it shake kind of like if you had the shivers or something. But so yeah, they're trying to figure that out. So I've been doing blood work about every single week. Doctors and everything's still the week. I did have to go to urgent care last week. I had a real bad episode where I woke up on a Friday and a Sunday night just out of a calm, deep sleep. I was sleeping on my back and just completely lunged up out of bed. And when I did that, I gasped and took a deep breath for some reason as I was doing it, and I inhaled a tremendous amount of stomach acid, and it was quite miserable. It was very, very miserable. I couldn't breathe, and my wife was trying to figure out what to call an ambulance or what, because it was quite an ordeal. Well, anyway, I got pneumonia, from that, so I'm kind of dealing with that. But no, mental health has been, it's been good. I guess I can't sit in this place forever, but I'll take this, while it lasts. In fact, I don't, as they're changing meds, it's like I don't want to. I'm a little nervous about losing it, so that's where I say it. I stand in that. So I've been working on 2 videos, not like the recording part, but working on for one of them, it's another failed suicide, and it sorry, the pneumonia. But the failed suicide is this. This one is the time that I was in the mezzanine of the storage unit behind our house, and I took a very, very large amount of sleeping pills, and so I don't have a whole lot of memory of it. I have very little. So I've been asking those people that were around at that time if they could, I guess, tell me tell me how I landed the plane, because I don't remember. Yeah. But it's pretty crazy. I do know some, and but it's not enough of a story if I just tell you what I remember. Okay, so I got that going on. So that'll be one in my series that's a failed suicide. And then the other one I'm working on is I think the series is called the Miracle Buffet. Miracle Buffet, and it's kind of funny. I was looking back at my notes of the time period and of the event, and back then I actually called it a buffet of miracles, and that sounds better. A buffet of miracles. You're at a buffet and it's just completely filled with miracles. So I don't know. I might change the name on those because that's the correct name. It makes more sense, but. I've been really wrestling with doing video 3, and video 3 is when is the time period right after the ventilators pulled out, and there was there's a lot going on. That one night, if I can do any justice at all, it really should take a whole video, so I'll give you the heads up of what I'm wrestling with. Part of it that night, I felt and I absolutely felt and believed that I had to do my breathing. That if I stopped breathing, that I would stop breathing. And that is what happened when I stopped breathing. I would stop. It was a very scary scary thing, that I was concerned I would die, and having to do that relentlessly for the whole night. So I just want to make sure I can kind of maybe convey that a little bit better than what I just said, because that doesn't give it the depth. The other thing that needs to be conveyed in this, that I just don't know that I can do it justice. I don't have the words. I haven't been able to get into into that moment, which is just how extremely painful and miserable I was that night. I just could. It had to be one of the longest nights of my life. It was absolutely unbearable. Every single breath was the most excruciating pain that you could possibly imagine with my injuries. And but I had to do it. It, I was in prayer much of that night, begging for it to be lifted. And to be honest, at the end of the night, I was looking to just be removed from it, because they wouldn't give me anything. They said, any more would kill me, and I don't know. I just don't know how to convey that and do it justice. And then here's the biggest thing, of that night is, and once again, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to get judged or pass judgment. I'm just saying these are the only earthly words that I have for what took place that night, and that is, just like I've said from the beginning, the very, very beginning, is that's the night that I walked with God. And that was absolutely beautiful. There's absolutely nothing even remotely close that I've experienced. In fact, to be quite honest, my life here has been torture. In the fact that I've experienced that, and then I'm here in this world. But so one is, I want to build it. I want to tell it with the depth and convey it, because and paint the picture of what it was, because it was just so unbelievable. But the part that I'm most reserved about right now is, which I'll share later in this story, probably part 4 or part 5, hopefully not 6 unless it's needed. But as sin crept into my life, just like it is in everybody's life, it was kind of an hourglass as the sin flowed in, and then the miracle, the gift, slowly left. And that was and is one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with in my life, is losing that. But the problem why I haven't been able to present it yet is, quite honestly, I'm human like everyone else. I'm in this sin-filled world, and I feel I don't feel clean enough. I don't feel worthy enough. I feel like I got too many backpacks full of sin to share such a beautiful story about God. It's kind of funny. I just said that, and I got a real calm in my chest, when I said that. But I know he knows. I know that this is a me thing. And I gotta just shake that loose. So anyway, some things should be coming out. I have been participating a little bit more in life, and I mean a little. I'm on my 8th shower for the year. I've driven 4 times in town, I think. I don't know. I don't know if there's any other landmarks. I went into a store by myself the other day, and I've gone to church now three weeks in a row. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like I said, this is less for other people. I mean, I don't care if people see it. I'm open. The mask is coming off. The mask is gone. I don't want a mask anymore. I'm done with the mask. I'm done. But this is for me to build a journal and look back, and I don't know, just so I can keep track. So I hope everyone has a blessed day, and just try to see the good in it. Try to see the good. So talk to you later.